Donald Trump's White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, did not appreciate being asked about Donald Trump's health. A reporter had a great idea. Why don't we maybe get access to the people that are treating Donald Trump's various health conditions? Then we could all maybe get a little more information about it. Karoline Leavitt is not exactly a bastion of transparency and openness here. And it's very clear that they are going to tell us as little as possible about what's going on with Donald Trump's health.
Back to something from last month. You guys announced the president was diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency after his legs were seen swelling. How's he being treated for that? And while you were upfront about those health issues, curious if the White House would be willing to let us speak.
By the way, they were not upfront. I'm going to back it up and we'll pick it up at the beginning of that question. They were not upfront about those health issues. Trump has had bruised hands and swollen ankles for months, and they said nothing for months until many media outlets pushed the story to the point where they had to say something. And they acknowledged the CVI, chronic venous insufficiency. But they didn't address in any real way the hand bruises. They just said he shakes hands with people, so his hands are constantly bruised. Very weird. So there's no transparency. But okay, let's listen to the rest of the question.
Those health issues. Curious if the White House would be willing to let us speak with his physician directly about those health issues. I know there were a lot of concerns about the last White House not making the physician available. Would the physician be available in this case?
I don't want to make that commitment on behalf of the physician, but it's certainly something we can look into and explore out of the effort of transparency.
That's a no.
Because unlike the previous White House, there is nothing to hide. You guys see this president working.
Other than what they've been hiding for months until they were forced to say something.
Around the clock, literally 24/7, all of the time, and I will be happy to look into that request.
Can we at least get an update on how he's being treated for the swelling legs and for the hands and the other issues?
Look, you see the president every day. He's moving, he's working, he's continuing. There have been no adjustments.
We will not be giving you an update about that, sir. We are not going to be doing that. You know, I wish that there was something that would make us feel like, okay, if we got this, then we would finally get the truth. I hate to break it to the press corps. Even speaking to Donald Trump's physician is not realistically going to actually give you the real information. And we have two bits of evidence for that. Number one, every written report from Trump's doctors is a propaganda document similar to, you know, Kim Jong-un gets holes in one at every hole, doesn't defecate, and invented, the Hadron Collider. It's similar sort of stuff about Trump's golfing skills and that sort of thing. So the written reports from Trump's doctors are propaganda documents. And remember that when Donald Trump was at Walter Reed Hospital during his first term for COVID, we learned that the COVID was way more serious than we were told. We saw Donald Trump's doctors in real time be extraordinarily evasive about, has Donald Trump been on oxygen? And they were asked, was Trump on oxygen? And they go, the president has not been on oxygen for the last 24 hours. Right. But the question was he on oxygen at all? And then the doctor goes, I'm paraphrasing, you know, we're really going to focus on where we are right now. And we're not going to go through like every little bit of his treatment. So even when you get to talk to Trump's doctors, you often don't get transparency. Good job by the press corps asking and demanding that. But unfortunately, even if we were allowed to talk to Trump's doctor, I still don't think we would know the full scope of what's going on. Have you ever wanted to feel more connected to your partner, but found that daily life gets in the way? There is an app designed specifically to help couples deepen their bond called Paired. Our sponsor Paired gives you daily personalized questions, quizzes, fun games, really just crafted to inspire meaningful and enjoyable conversations with your partner. And you won't see your partner's answers until you've shared your own. So it's like a safe, genuine space for honest dialogue and discovery. Recently, one Paired prompt asked, what's something you admire most about your partner? Answering this simple question created a conversation with my girlfriend and highlighted things that we sometimes overlook. The Paired app is a great daily reminder of the qualities that make relationships special. Whether you're just starting to build your connection or you've been together for years, Paired helps make it easy and enjoyable to strengthen your relationship, and it's just 5 minutes a day. Head to paired.com/Pakman for a 7-day free trial and 25% off your subscription. The link is in the description.